I'm talking with Daniel Dubow from Ripple this morning. Hi, Daniel. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for coming in.
We just had yes, I'm at the Ripple headquarters, or the San Francisco headquarters, because Ripple's a Canadian company, isn't it?
Yep, we're in Toronto and San Francisco.
So just give a quick rundown on who Ripple are and what you do.
Sure. Ripple is a social software company that makes it easy for teams to work together. We think in a real-time world, there's no reason people shouldn't be able to get real-time feedback. So we built a social software tool that makes it really easy for people to get recognition, feedback, coaching, and development to work together to get things done.
Great. And we've just had a very interesting conversation just now about lean management, and we were talking about Toyota's approach to manufacturing, and you were making some very interesting points about the reality of the HR world that, well, why don't you say it about the whole batch processing analogy?
Sure. So I think lean as a philosophy about managing basically says reduce waste, anything that doesn't add value, get rid of inventory, and try and do things in small batches. And I think it works because it helps people learn how to continuously get better, continuous improvement, Kaizen. But if you look at a lot of HR processes, in particular the sort of traditional performance review process, it's the last giant batch process we have in a company where we build up inventory all through the course of the year or every 6 months, and that inventory is things we could tell you to help you get better, whether it's about how to coach your team or how to lead a sales call or how to build a product, but we don't tell you until this period, which is giant, just like the machine tool over, a giant batch process, where basically we shut the company down for a week or two for focal period, and you have the productive people in the business not building products or selling things, they're writing essays to each other about each other.
And this is the performance review process,
Yeah.
which is like legendary in large companies, and you're saying everything closes down twice a year to do this, and your technology helps to circumvent that problem and get much more agile behavior between people in companies to actually, I guess, what's the best way of describing this? To break it into much smaller, discrete components rather than these giant actions.
I think it's basic management. I mean, the things that we're trying to encourage are the stuff of basic management books, things from the 1 Minute Manager. So, for example, it says, make sure you praise people on a regular basis, recognize them for doing a good job right away when it occurs. As a manager, make sure you ask for feedback. That's Marshall Goldsmith, one of the best coaches out there. Make sure you ask for feedback from people and repeatedly ask for it. The follow-up matters. Yeah. Or make sure, fundamentally as a manager, you sit down one-on-one with people and you have a conversation. That is essentially Kaizen. It's the idea of continuously learning. And I think what makes it powerful is the idea that people get better by changing one thing at a time. Let's focus on your listening skills. Let's focus on your ability to set deadlines. Let's just do that one thing and let's work on it over the next month or two. And that allows people to get better continuously. They get feedback. They feel that they're improving. They have efficacy. You can use lots of fancy words, but I think it's just basic management. And with Ripple, we're trying to take a social software approach, take things that people already do, and amplify them, make them more powerful so that people can do it easier and do it more often. And one of the great things about our approach is that it really makes that focal period much, much shorter, much faster, and much more connected to, what are we really trying to figure out? How do we compensate people appropriately? How do we make sure that we're rewarding people in the right way? But it puts the emphasis on development and learning continuously, which is how people should get better and how people should be managing.
It's great. One of the strapline for my consulting company, the Sovos Group, is accelerating business performance. And what I particularly like about Ripple is the fact that you are clearly adding value to enterprises of all sizes by actually making life easier and shortening time to market, I guess, is a way of putting it. So you're replacing this very kind of clumsy, archaic company shutdown, as you say, to do performance reviews twice a year into a far more iterative process, which is basically increasing efficiency in the company.
Totally. And I think a couple other things to sort of continue on that is we're directly linking the people management with what's happening in the business, which I think is one of the reasons why managers and employees really don't like that process. They're like, you're forcing me to fill out these forms. What does this have to do with my regular job? one thing I think a lot of the sort of process systems, CRM systems, have done is they remove the people from the equation. But ultimately, as a manager, all you do is manage people to achieve change, whether it's increase sales or improve product quality or ship a product, whatever. And what we're trying to do is bring the focus back to that and make that process happen more efficiently. Mm-hmm. One thing we hear consistently from our customers actually is they're like, this isn't performance management, this is performance acceleration. Like this helps us go faster because we focus on the most important thing right away, we try and fix it, we get people on. And the second thing that we hear consistently from employees and managers is this helps us stay on track, stay aligned. And even as things change, we all know where we stand at any given moment, both about how our team feels about us, but also about like what's the most important thing that we should be working on. And I just think that has direct and immediate business results. And one thing I should say is we built this product for managers. And truthfully, we love HR and we like working with them, but really we built this to make sure managers say that they like using this tool. And one of the most gratifying things, obviously love when people tweet and say, I love Ripple. I don't hear that a lot about most traditional business tools. The people who buy Ripple in our customers are managers. Like 80 to 90% of the buyers of Ripple are not in HR. They are CEO, director, or manager level employees who say, I need this for my team. And I think it goes to this point, when you say you're dealing with people, people are almost automatically like, go talk to HR, which I find kind of crazy. Like, just because you're in finance doesn't mean you don't deal with people. Just because you're in sales, in fact, that's all you do.
Yeah, and this is going to be a central focus of the Enterprise 2 conference in June in Boston, exactly this. The culture and the people of a company transcend this whole concept of an HR department. And the whole HR silo, I think, needs to be really looked at very carefully for companies that really want to take full advantage of excellent technologies like Ripple and other Enterprise 2 components of the enterprise stack, I guess. So that's something we'll definitely be revisiting in the next couple of months, I think.
Great. Well, I think Enterprise 2.0 sounds like a great event. I'm looking forward to it.